So hello, so we're here today with Splinterfit and we're going to pump out some back training. Once we get the back training underway, positive, we can do some rollbacks, some other things, it's going to be exciting. We're going to do some modern battles on Splinterlands. Once that is all complete, we're going to drop some in between so you're not as bored. We're going to drop some rules of stoicism for a little bit of positive reinforcement. I'll get started with the first explanation and the how-to on an exercise, and then we'll get into the positive reinforcement in the Splinterlands. Let's get to it.
From the depths of Stoic thought, Seneca teaches us that all cruelty springs from weakness. This profound statement sheds light on the roots of harmful behavior. It suggests that acts of cruelty are often a reflection of the perpetrator's own insecurities and shortcomings. Understanding this can inspire compassion.
So we're going to get into what we usually do. We're going to use the principle of the warm-up. So the warm-up, we're going to pyramid set up. Probably use off from the gnarly, I'll call that the gnarly. You put your thumb on each side, position your hand there. You'll want to grab the bar. When you grab the bar, you want to turn your hand over, like I've done so. So when you pull up, because it's a Smith machine, it lines up in the right direction, and pull up. Squeeze it top for a second. See, I'm holding my hands back, my elbows back, to hit a different part of the thing. I couldn't flare. It would just hit a different part in the shoulder. But yeah, that's good so far. Let's keep moving through. I'll go with a 10 now. Probably should have had that pre-set up, but all good. Okay, let's go again. Feeling a little bit better. We'll drop the 10 off. Add a 20 on each side, so we'll be at 80 kilo. As I said, I don't count the bar. The bar's just extra. Let's go again. Yeah, I'm starting to feel that position a little bit different. We'll add the 10. So we'll be at 100. So like I said, this movement's not controlled, just move it through. Let's get it done. Okay. Oh. I did a bit too much off that I can chew. That's good. So we're going to leave that. We'll be back with our next set.
The secret to success is that there is no secret. For the Stoics, it all comes down to consistency, born from the self-discipline to show up and work diligently every day. To them, success is the result of committing to make a little progress each day. Just as the founder of Stoicism said, well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing. True success is to concentrate on what we can control, our own efforts, whether we showed up today and whether we ignored the insignificant to prioritize the important. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your life, no one else. Thus, today's Stoic rule is clear. You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action.
Right, let's get this next set done. Like I said, the last one didn't move too well. So hopefully I can move this at least 6 reps. Let's see. It's a bit too much, but it's all good. It's all good.
Procrastinating is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day and denies us the present by promising the future. Foolish people repeatedly make the same mistake without learning, and Seneca captured one of these mistakes when he wrote, "The fool with all his other faults has this also. He is always getting ready to live." You need to understand that life is happening right now. You can't prepare for something that's already happening. Thus, you must grab it with both hands, because the wise man understands that tomorrow isn't guaranteed, but today is. So he executes his plan today, not tomorrow. Inspiration is for amateurs. The rest of us just show up and get to work. If you wait around for the clouds to part and a bolt of lightning to strike you in the brain, you're not going to make an awful lot of work. All the best ideas come out of the process. They come out of the work itself. Obviously, motivation isn't real. Only discipline is real. Every day when you wake up, you may not feel like doing it, but you know what you have to do. You know what your duty is. And that's what's important in the eyes of the Stoics, to fulfill your duties. And you're not going to do it based on the whims of feelings, but by just getting to work, by controlling yourself. Marcus Aurelius told himself, "Remind yourself what you've been through and what you've had the strength to endure." Too often we forget the mountains we have climbed and the rivers we have crossed, and while we overlook our battles, both big and small, we also overlook the strength we've gathered to overcome them. Aurelius reminds you to think of the moments when you felt overwhelmed, when the weight of the world seemed unbearable. Yet here you are, standing and enduring. So as you face down new challenges, let these memories not weigh you down, but lift you up. For in remembering what we have endured, we find the power to face what lies ahead. According to Stoicism, you face two choices. You can either wish for things to turn out a certain way, or embrace them the way they happen. If tranquility is what you seek, choose the latter. Because as Epictetus said, don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen. This is the path to peace. This concept is known as amor fati, loving fate, a Stoic term that promotes mental resilience. If there's a storm, you're happy there's a storm. If you're short, you're happy you're short. Because you can't change these things. So the only effective strategy is to embrace them. Therefore, one of the 70 Stoic rules states, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Before you act, ask yourself, is this who I want to be? Does this action reflect the person I aim to become? Or am I giving in to my lower self? The truth is, you need to be much more aware of the activities you're engaging in. Many of you fill your days with mindless activities, bad habits, indulging in pointless pleasures, and only afterward realize it was a mistake. That's why, according to the Stoics, you must first keep a clear image in your mind of the person you want to become before taking action. Or as Epictetus put it, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Real men, according to the Stoics, are prepared for the worst. If disaster comes their way, if something bad happens to them, they can fight, they can defend themselves, they can turn misfortune into fortune. That's why the Stoics practiced negative visualization, not because they didn't want to be successful, but so they could be successful. As Seneca said, the unforeseen blow lands heaviest. Thus, when you visualize the worst, you have a response ready when it arrives. The last thing you want is to be caught by surprise. Therefore, one of the 70 Stoic rules states, the man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. The ancient Stoics pity you because you have never been tested by anything, because you will never truly know what you're capable of. Like Seneca said it, I judge you unfortunate because you have never lived through misfortune. You have passed through life without an opponent. No one can ever know what you are capable of, not even you. As a man, you shouldn't try to escape adversity, nor should you resent it, but rather embrace it. Just like a blazing fire creates flames and brightness from everything thrown into it, so too must you. Therefore, one of the 70 Stoic rules states, fire tests gold and adversity tests the brave.
From the depths of Stoic thought, Seneca teaches us that all cruelty springs from weakness. This profound statement sheds light on the roots of harmful behavior. It suggests that acts of cruelty are often a reflection of the perpetrator's own insecurities and shortcomings. Understanding this can inspire compassion and a focus on building our inner strength and kindness, rather than responding to cruelty with more negativity.
Arrogance is the most dangerous trait in the world. This is because, as Epictetus pointed out, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. If you believe you're superior, that you already possess vast knowledge, and that others lack your insights, you're setting yourself up for failure. It's a form of self-sabotage to halt your own learning and improvement, all for the sake of feeling superior and believing you know better. That's why, according to the Stoics, humility is vital, not because you lack worth, but because you are worthy of achieving and knowing so much more. And thus, today's Stoic rule is one by Marcus Aurelius, to always be content to seem what you really are.
Difficulty shows what men are. Therefore, when a difficulty falls upon you, remember that God, like a trainer of wrestlers, has matched you with a rough opponent. Why? So that you may become an Olympic conqueror, but that is not accomplished without sweat. Most men these days fear adversity. They're so accustomed to their untested lives that the mere thought of challenges fills them with dread. The Stoics would have found this absurd. To them, the wise man is the one who embraces adversity as a source for growth, like fuel to a fire, a substance that supports the process of growing, in whatever field that may be. Therefore, today's Stoic rule is simple. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself.
The secret to success is that there is no secret. For the Stoics, it all comes down to consistency, born from the self-discipline to show up and work diligently every day. To them, success is the result of committing to make a little progress each day. Just as the founder of Stoicism said, well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing. True success is to concentrate on what we can control, our own efforts, whether we showed up today and whether we ignored the insignificant, to prioritize